bleep, bleep. Coach Cabbage, had to do it twice because the first one wasn't quite nice. Anyway, today, I've been seeking and geeking. I seek. Sometimes some people say, you sneak, Coach Catfish. You don't seek, you just sneak. Anyway, we're not sure about any of that. But what we had here today was some aerodynamics. Now, this is a good book. It's an old book. Anyway, you need your at least up to your vector calculus because you're dealing with some pretty heavy degenerate states and various under Fourier synthesis type linear equations and such that you got to do. And the thing is, you can probably understand it with less, but the more you understand and get your math on, that's what Coach Catfish is trying to say. You don't have to read this here, get your math on, so you do not just see the equations, but you feel them. At a certain point, you ask the people that do the math, they feel the math. Anyway, Coach Catfish is not here talking about feeling the math, but in a roundabout way, it is because math affects us everywhere we go, especially in our geopolitical conquests and various other things that happen. Hopefully, we can use a whiteboard. I know that sounds right racist, especially when we're talking about the legal people. Coach Catfish just say again, the young men that go on and conservative twins, and they talk about this here stuff, and that's what I got this here from. Think, why it's still legal, and if you're a Frenchie, think, why it's still legal. No, something like that. It sounds. It's one of them very few words. It sort of sounds the same, like our pussycat. We call him Nene. And it actually is noir. I think I've told you this before, but I know we have the attention span of goldfish. But it's black nose. The kitty pussycat got the black nose, and instead of saying black nose, we say nose black, which is noir. Think while it's still legal, because at some point someone may say, Coach Cabbage, you is appropriating something. You know what? Appropriation. I don't know. Somebody come up with that. Like many other things. The Irish and our ancestors amongst our mixed racial groups. I think that's why Coach Catfish just fit in so well in the community. Oh, I thought that was a phone ringing. It was a chicken. I think that's why I fit in so well. Got enough of the Irish in me. That you put me in the right environment, and I feel like I was back home. Anyway. This is what we're going to talk about today, the home. Now, I've been looking at stuff, and I've talked to you before about complexity. Complexity. It will vex you, because complexity is not something that's just difficult. It's not something that's just got lots of parts. It's something that, this is not only difficult, it's got lots of parts, and they operate in differential situations, all amongst themselves. And the more parts you got, the deeper it goes, and the more intertwined it gets. I mean, you could write the equations up here, but hell, what most of you people think about that stuff? I'm just trying to tell you how I feel it. I feel it in not only my bones, I feel it in my wallet, and I feel it in the sky. Especially when it takes 9 months. Is that like birthing a baby? What are they trying to birth a dragon child to take up there or something? Did it take that long, really? America, where have you gone, my country? Well, you can't go rescue a damsel in the distressed up there in the sky. Anyway, let's get on to our major situation. What Coach Catfish want to talk about today is this here multi-layered thing that I see, and what I've been looking at the way the world works. Now, Coach Catfish showed you, you can go back and look at the old video. 401, goodness, my son, we are losing time. Got to talk fast. A little faster than what I'll be doing anyway. And what it is, maybe I use some shorthand. Like, do it from here. That's the shorthand. No. You people believe anything. But you must laugh. Take all this in. What we got is layers. Layers. Oh, I forget it's backwards. Layers. And layers. And layers of galvanization. And what Coach Catfish would say, when you galvanize something, it's like an old iron pipe. You galvanize that sucker and put a layer on top of it, then the rust cannot get through and you cannot rust your pipe. So it's galvanization. Well, guess what, sucker? You can do populations the same way. So here's people snack. Here is man. Man and a whoa. Man. Whoa, whoa, sucker. Be careful with that one. It's dangerous. Anyway, that's the man right there. And all this here is actually the outside world. This is a space. This is where Mars is. This is where the musky man, the old smelly boy, wants to go. You can't see that. Let me turn this. Excuse me. I had to get some of that gas up for our projectile vomit all over the place. Anyway, this here with a musky man. Yeah, up there with the Trump man and all the people that are real people that's got the bucks and know what's going on. And what Coach Catfish doesn't figure it out by looking at the history is what happens is you get a population of man, woman, just the odd dime. I need to hide that eye, cause if to keep it legal, you gotta hide one of them. And since I ain't sighted myself, I'm not sure what eye I'm hiding. So if it's a wrong eye, well, just look over Coach Catfish, because I am a fool after all. Well, what it is, we got the thing here. We got the man, and this could be on any continent, with any any island, any nation, Indonesia, Japan, well, other places, and what it is the world is in one way, and then you say, oh, we have war, and next thing you know, you go down here and get all these people, and then after the war ends and you decrease your population, then you put people to work, and then next thing you know, it becomes a manufacturing society. Well, you go on and repeat and wash that process again. And you take the death society about 50 years later, or something like that, 40, 50 years, 60, it could be 100. I think it's accelerating some. And then that population, you'll get all the manufacturing that you can do, and everybody starts getting fat and happy. And next thing you know, you're in a war again, and something destabilizes you, and next thing you know, you're not a manufacturing society. Either you collapsed or you moved up at the wrong. And you became a society that helps people. What's that called? It's what it helps people. And when you don't have so much manufacturing and the business is going on in the background, and that's what that is. That's what this is. So you go from manufacturing to this here thing. It's I can't remember exactly what it is. But when it's where people is living pretty good and they think it's all okay, but they don't realize that there's something coming. And next thing you know, they take that sucker and it goes away because of war or whatever. And then you move up the rung again. And then the last thing that comes in is a financial. It's a financial situation. So what I have seen is whoever's controlling this moves these people groups around and does this all over the world and all over the continents and all with the people groups. So what it does is like the Locust, they eat here, then they do whatever, then move over to the next one and they eat there. And then once they done add all that one up, they move to the next one and eat there. And all along, what you're doing is you are slowly but surely working your population out here to get to the outer bands, where the musky man and the Trump and people like that lives. And the thing is, you realize the people like Coach Catfish and others will not be up there because that's where this is going. That's where your AI, it's the final solution. It really is. It's the final solution to man. Don't need to hand the man no more. But the monkey the man. The man gets out of hand. What the hell you do with the man? Well, you stick the AI on it. AI and hunger. You put them two together. That's like two of the worst things that you could do. The horse is the apocalypse. That's just bad for the common man. And that's all Coach Catfish is trying to say, is once you take all this here stuff, just from the regular old man that's enjoying themselves out on their island, I gotta go this here way. Wherever they were, doing what they're doing, and next thing you know, somebody shows up, and they start building stuff. And then after that, after the building stuff starts going away, they shift, whoever runs it shifts the thing over to this other sector. And it's one of them things that just not coming to my mind, but they shift it to that sector. And then that burns out. Then you see Coach Catfish doesn't live through part of this one, because I was one of them booby babies, the war babies, at the end of the war baby thing, and done lived through that through like the 80s, the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and now we done moving into here where it's going to be the rich people and various other things like that. That's where agency. That's where your AI comes in. I tell you, you're sick of the AI and hunger on the population, and before you know it, you just have the AI and the willing servants, and that's all I can see. And that's where we are going from here it ain't me. And praise y'all. Mathematics and history. Dan bears other things. Help me understand how this here work. I don't need experts. Hell, you study something long enough and you'll stop spurting. Yeah, cause it just gets to where it's hurting to see these here things. Well, you realize all this here. They telling you it's going away. They say by 3035, our agenda will be done. By 2020, it was just a bun. In 2030, it's like the hurdy-gurdy. 2035, who's going to be alive? Well, people who can afford the agency. You know what? I heard this young man, and I applaud him. I applaud him. I applaud him, and I clawed him. I clawed the hopper. Ooh, the hands. I'm sorry. This is so bad. You know, who even know where this here come from? I figured it's either the ET or them things I had to take when I become an EMT. You know, the things that keep you from supposedly getting something that's deadly, smedley. Anyway, that's all I can see where this is go. Anyway, that young man, and he's a good-looking young'un. You know, he's smart as he can be, and he had glee all up in his face and his attitude, because he just cannot wait for the AI agency, to come in and take the job. Well, I understand that's the problem. Once you understand the maths and get your math on, and understand some of the economics and the lawfare and what law is and how the politics works, then you start seeing things. And this is scary stuff. Well, it's not scary to me. To me, you know, evolution takes its revenge. And all things that thinks too much of themselves and the fools, eventually, over time, they disappear. That's what the fossil record says. And that's what Coach Cavies, you know, looks at when I understand them things. But the y'all told us all this here too. Hoo. And that's the other place where I look at. Babble, ones and zeros. They ain't my heroes. But anyway, what it is if you're making a living out cutting the wood, and there's people around here that make a good living cutting wood. Hell, your agency, your AI agency, what would it be? It'd be a robot you get out there to go cut the trees down and stuff, which would cost you so much that you think about it. This here agency stuff is not for the poor man. For the poor people and people that did not want to go and do anything other than have a life. Hell, they worked at Safeway. They was checkers. It's baggers. People that did the warehouses and stuff. You don't have to sit around worrying about the poo-poo-poo of the world. On the other hand, if somebody don't, well, it's where it is. It's where it is today. But the thing about the agency, and Coach Cabbage just reels down and looks at it, and I realize that is not for the common man. And I don't see a plan for the common man. Except the UB. Got my UB, I made some doobie. Sitting here naked watching Scooby. I ain't trying, it's satisfying. 15 minutes and I'm not crying, 'cause I got my doobie and watching Scooby, but I'm in love. You remember that? I want to put the song back up so you can remember it. 1330. Oh, it's not my glasses. I was looking at the wrong lens. 33 ain't there. We gotta go, sucker. You need to figure out all this here on your own. Crazy, yeah. Duh. Ask for help. I ain't nothing but just old lion's whelp. Ah.